Hey, Ronnie here. I just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much for tuning in every day. And if you haven't, well, tune in. And I hope you've enjoyed these great people just sharing what their thoughts are and their fields. They're experts in their fields and what they know and what they think and how they've been helping people and how they could help that get out. Take three. Three, two, one. Hi, Ronnie here. I just wanted to say thanks so much for watching and keep sharing. Now, three, two, take four. Three, two, one. Hi, Ronnie here. I just wanted to check in and say hello and thank you again for tuning in for whatever reason, for whoever you tuned in, whoever invited you. And by the way, you can share these links. So share to your friends. You never know what one of these experts will say or do or share that could help one of your friends or family members. You never know, something just sparks something. Also, we have at least 12 more to come. Actually, we have 14 more to come, including Dana Hagstrom. She is a time management guru. It takes more than just a calendar. She has a lot of great time management ideas, and that could really resonate with you, and a great gift idea. You'll really want to take advantage of that one. We have Elsa Butarik, straight from Paris, Paris. She's a stylist, and yes, that has something to do with confidence and fitness and self-care. We have Forbes Riley. If you haven't heard of her, oh, you'll walk away knowing who she is. We have another personal trainer coming on she's over 56 and she's a bodybuilder. We have a lot of great people coming up. Carith Foster, probably you've heard of her. And I just wanted to tell you, I want to give you some bonus interviews on my Facebook page. We have at least 4, maybe 5, and we have somebody from Down Under, from Aussie. He has a great different type of personal training. And again, he's from Australia. We have a success-focused hypnotherapist, Lucy Brown. She's going to be on my Facebook page. We have somebody else from England, from the UK, who is a primal health coach. So he'll talk to you about that. So go to Hey Ronnie Personal Training. Hey Ronnie Personal Training on Facebook, or my @Ronnie Loiza Personal Trainer. @Ronnie Loiza Personal Trainer. It's on my Facebook page, and look for those bonus interviews. You'll really get a lot out of them. And by the way, we'll have the opt-in link there as well, so you can share with your friends. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the series, and I'm going to be doing a survey on this to find out how I could do this better, how I can better serve particularly you. Okay, so keep watching. We're going to do a survey, and I know I've learned a lot, not just from these experts and what they have to share, but also how to put on these series, because I'm not a series putter oner. So first of all, I'm going to let the experts do a lot more of the talking and me less. That said, I'll go. Keep watching. Love you, and thank you so much for joining. Fitness is your best asset, because it is. Ciao. Dana, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited because when I heard you talk about time management, like, oh, this seems so simple. Like, really, you're going to tell me to use a calendar? I know that, or I've got my calendar on my phone. But after talking to you, I'm like, oh my gosh, this will speak to so many people and will help so many people. With me is Dana Hagstrom. She's with the company David and Dana because her husband's name is David. And Dana right now is south of the border. You live in Mexico.
Yes, we do. We have been here since 2016, and it's been quite an adventure for sure.
And the thing is, you work so much with so many Americans now that you're in Mexico in retirement, right?
Right, right, right. But
How did that happen?
it's the kind of business you can work from wherever. And so we've just kind of called this our home for now, and we're online talking with people all over the world. We've got customers and clients over in, the UK, in Singapore. We've got them all around the world.
Don't you love that? I had a client I was training. I'm a personal trainer. I was training somebody in Cairo. And I'm like, what time is it there? And he would tell me 3 in the morning. I'm like, you really want to work out right now? He's like, Ronnie, this is when I can, because he used to work from 4 p.m. his time until 6 a.m. Because most of his clients were on our side of the world. And then he would sleep during our day. So yeah, you help where you can, and it's really interesting these times. I was really excited because I heard you speaking on someone's podcast, of all things, about time management. And it just really kept my ear because that's the biggest thing that my personal training clients find are barriers or problems or issues. So speak into that. How do you help people do what seems so simple and obvious, keeping a calendar?
Well, keeping a calendar is one option, and it's a very good one. However, I want to look at the person's whole lifestyle. I don't just tell them what to do. We dig in and we figure out exactly, what is it that they're doing, first of all, each day, and what is it that they're missing? Because where that's where I want to help them. And, particularly in your audience, they want to be able to work out more. They want to get fit. They want to feel healthy. And so a lot of times we get so busy in things that are keeping keeping a schedule. Maybe we're running after kids or whatever, that we sometimes don't take the care we need to of ourselves. And that is a big issue. And so I help people look at their calendars, of course, look at their schedules and find those pockets of time that we could maximize. And I sometimes say we're going to manufacture some time. We all get the same 24 hours, but when we can manufacture a little just by making it more efficient, then that's an aha moment for a lot of people.
So what do you mean by manufacture? Because you have 24 hours in the day and theoretically 8 of them are sleeping. Hopefully it's more than 6. So what do you mean by manufacturing?
Well, it's more or less a sense of feeling like you manufactured time, where you find that in a day, you find that hour that you didn't know you had, because you just get a little bit more efficient with how you're organizing your time. And that's kind of the key, is organization and how you organize your day.
Is it more organizing, like you look at it and you look at them into certain blocks and you plan? Because I also know people that plan it and then things run over, meetings run over, kids' games run over, whatever. So is it over planning? You should leave yourself a little bit more space thinking that things might run over?
There is that. And especially when things do run over or unexpected things come up, you have to be okay with, okay, that happened. Don't derail and be done. People just, you're not going to do it. You have to have coping mechanisms to get past that. I know that's been hard for me. When you set an agenda and it doesn't get done in a day, then at the end of the day, you feel like you failed. And no. You can't, because you were productive and you did do something. And go. Having the accountability by some of the systems that I try to get people to use, then that will give them some encouragement. But know that, our time does have to be flexible. We can't live by our blocks without going crazy.
So in other words, from what I hear from you, here's a good phrase: plan and pivot.
That's a good one. Yep.
Plan and pivot. Plan it, but not to like every minute. It's like, okay, you've planned this. And so I can see how you can block out certain times, but also know what your priorities are. So like, I have to drop something. I'm not going to drop my workout, for example. Like I had to train 2 people yesterday, but I had a chunk of time, like an hour and a half. On my way to a park that was on my way to my next client, I got 2 phone calls in, a doctor's appointment, my doctor's appointment, because everything's on Zoom or the phone now.
Right.
So I was driving, talking to him, and then I talked to somebody else who needed to speak to me. And then I got out in the park, I worked out, I went on to my clients. So I wasn't going to drop my workout. I wasn't going to drop my 2 appointments. I'm like, how can I make this work? And I got creative. And I did drop some stuff last night, but it wasn't my top priority. Stuff I wanted to get done, but didn't need to get done.
Right.
So plan but pivot. That sounds really good. Now, what do you mean by systems? I did not hear you talk about that before. What, for an example, what are some different kinds of so-called systems you're talking about?
Well, again, those are kind of tailor-made to fit the person's lifestyle. Whether it is the calendar blocking or to-do lists, or there's just a number of strategies that can be used. Even the 4 Ds, can be a strategy or a system that they use. And the 4 Ds, I'll just throw that out there real quick. Yeah. That when you have something that is put in front of you that you have an opportunity to do or not do, you can make the choice whether you're going to do it whether you're going to delegate it,
Oh.
whether you're going to drop it because it isn't that important in the first place, or you're going to put it off. You're going to decide when you're going to do
Delay.
it. Delay. That's even a better word than decide. Delay.
Oh, no, I like that. Okay.
So that's one thing. But, it depends on what people are, really wanting to get done in a day, or what are they missing? And that's the big thing. I really want to find out, if you had your perfect day, what would that look like? And then we compare that. Well, what does your real day look like? And what's missing?
So you figured out for each person what's going on.
Yeah.
And what the problem is. So for example, I know you talked about a busy CEO woman at one point. Like, how you would think that a working woman who goes to her job, whether she's the boss or she works for a corporation or whatever, you would think that she has it all together, So when they come to you, what are they missing, or what is the problem usually? And I know we're broad brushing, but it's a good case scenario.
Right. Well, many times they are missing that exercise piece, or they're missing, well, what I was missing was my devotional time, my quiet time. That's an important thing to me. But I was fitting everything else in, but not that, thinking, well, God will forgive me, right? And
that's probably the one thing that you felt like if you said it out loud, other people would be like, well, you can drop that today. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get it.
I mean, he's the most important thing to me. And why wasn't I making that a priority?
Right.
I was finding time to work out, but I wasn't finding time to have that quiet time. And so my whole schedule has changed, and now it revolves around that. But that's a whole nother thing. But what is it for other people?
Right.
It may be the workout, it may be getting sleep. That is a huge one.
That is huge.
People are, and I did that too when I was working full time. 4 to 5 hours a night. That was good night, and I got used to doing that, and that's not good for you.
And the thing is, you lie to yourself. You think, well, it's just one more night. I can do this. I'll sleep tonight. When you get up in the morning and you're tired, you think, okay, tonight I'll go to bed earlier. And you do that more often than not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we all just want to get so much done. We all think so many things are important. And that's why I think I came up with the plan strategy. And that's one of my favorite ones. In fact, I even have a handout that it's just a sheet that people can use to plan out their day.
Every day? They use that
every
sheet?
Day. They could, if they want, while they get into the good habits,
Right.
And that's a whole nother strategy that I love, is the tiny habit strategy that I get people going on to, especially if the workout thing is their deal. How much time do you have?
Can't get around to it. Yeah.
5 minutes. Okay, you got 5 minutes. You're going to do, after you brush your teeth, you're going to do 5 push-ups. Okay, so then that triggers in their head, I brushed my teeth, I got to drop down and do my 5 push-ups.
I thought you meant like you don't want to be caught with bad breath, so brush your teeth first. No, now I get it. You connect the two.
Yep.
Okay.
Always you want to connect those little habits to something you're already doing that is already a habit, like brushing your teeth or making your bed. That was another one. I made my bed, and then I would do sit-ups. Whatever. It gets you back in the swing of things. And if you tell yourself you only have to do 2 sit-ups, hey, I can do that. You get down, you do 2. Oh, I can do 5. Oh, I can do 10. Okay, let's go for 50. And pretty soon you've built in a little bit of workout time, or whatever it is you want to do,
right?
Whatever new habit you want to start, to something you're already doing in a pocket of time, but you started small.
That's awesome. This is just my own personal thing, but it totally ties to that actually too. I couldn't do push-ups, and I don't even know when it was. A few months ago, I decided I'm really going to do, I could do push-ups, but I did them on my knees, or I only did 12 good ones, on your toes. And I decided to do a push-up a day, and I wouldn't let myself go over that. I mean, another push-up a day.
Okay, add one. Okay.
So by the fourth day, I was doing 4 push-ups. Got this. Fifth day, once I started getting to in the 20s, I'm like, okay, this is getting hard. But I did that one extra push-up because it's only from 21 to 22. Come on, you can do it, Ronnie. And I mean on my toes.
Yeah.
I do 100 push-ups a day now.
On your toes.
On my toes.
Good
And
for you.
when I got to 80, I stayed at 80 for a month. So I think I started this in September. I stayed at 80 for a month because I thought 80 is great and I don't have time for more because I do it in the morning. And it's funny you said brush your teeth because I did it before brushing my teeth. I did it before checking my email. I did it before feeding the cat. I did it before everything because once you get going, that's it. That time's gone.
That's right.
So I did it
That's
before
right.
anything. And so now I'm up to 100 push-ups. And I do at least 80 every day, and I do 150 jumping jacks or something, mountain climbers, before I make my coffee. So again, I kind of tie it to that. It's like I can't go in that kitchen and make that coffee, or I could at least take the half and half out, but I got to do my jumping jacks. So if the rest of the day, and this is really why I started for me, if the rest of the day goes to crap, at least I did that.
There you go. There you go.
I love it. And how I got and this is the second one, how I got my husband to finally start making the bed because he always got out of bed after me. And I love a made bed. He's the kind that takes off most of his clothes before he gets to bed. He sleeps in his underwear, TMI, I know. But his pants would be there and his socks and everything on the floor. So a few months ago, I started picking them up and putting them far away on a chair. So when he gets up in the morning, they're not there. So he has to get up. As long as he's up, he can make the bed.
Yep. That's a good one.
No, I love those. And how have these strategies been working out for most of your clients? Seriously.
I think mixed reviews. I think when they do the work, they work. But if they're not doing the work, nothing's going to work anyway. So.
And usually when people don't do the work, what is it? It's just like they're too busy and they're always trying a little bit of something, but they never really commit to one thing.
Yep, it's that. It's that, and that it's new and they don't trust it enough. And it's sad because time, if they could get some more time in their life, they would have so much more freedom to do some of the other stuff.
And the reason they don't trust it, from what I'm hearing, I'm kind of relating it to other habits. It's if you give it time to develop, it works.
Yeah.
But like anything else, like when people want me to help them lose weight or get in better shape, literally look at a certain way they want to look, or help them with lower their cholesterol. When we get into how we're going to do it, their fitness level, I assess them and I tell them, well, you'll lose about half a pound to a pound a week. I've gotten people that first look at me like, oh, come on, can't we do faster than that? It's like, if you lose half a pound to a pound a week, let's say hypothetically a pound a week in a year, and you skip Christmas and something else. You lose 50 pounds in a year. Isn't that a lot?
That's a ton.
And most people don't need to lose 50 pounds. They just want to lose that 10 or 20. But when they hear, oh, you'll lose half a pound a week, they're like, oh, come on, can't we go faster? It's like, yeah, we could, and then you're going to gain it back. And don't tell me you're not.
Yep, that's right.
Because they just want a quick fix. It's like, fix my life tomorrow, Dana, please.
Yep. And if they don't do it gradually, they're going to fall back into those bad habits.
Right.
And, even when they do what I ask them to do, they will often fall back into those, bad habits because that's what they've done for their whole life.
Right. It's comfortable. Even if you don't like it, it's comfortable.
Right. Excuse me.
So do you give them big challenges or do you give them really small little things to work on gradually?
I tend toward the small so that they can see the wins. But, when you have those people that are, a little bit more motivated, again, it's case by case.
And how did you learn? How did you fall into this time and this need? Because you are in demand. How did you fall into this?
Well, it was when David and I started our online business, our coaching, he had his whole plan of what he could do. I mean, he's got strategy. I mean, he knows, he's been coaching staff for a long time. So
he's not into the time management part, just so people know. He's into something else.
Right. He helps with the online, anybody that's building an online business.
Right.
He helps them with those strategies. He gets them into profitability and all of that. And I help him with that. And that's all great stuff. I love all of those things. But we were challenged by our coach to think about what are those things that you're good at, or what are those things that people tell you, how do you get that done, or how does that work, or how are you so good at that? And I'm thinking, well, what is that for me? And going back all of those years working a full-time job and juggling, parenthood and business and the piano studio and being a pastor's wife, which means you're really busy. I always got everything done and everybody was amazed. How does she do it? And I'm like, well, I just know how to manage my time. I'm like, well, if I can manage my time, I can help others manage their time. And I thought,
not necessarily how you do it, but it's cool that you found how to help them find out what will work for them.
Right. And so I just dug in and I started reading everything I could, listening to podcasts, what's being said out there about time, about productivity, about being efficient, all of those things. And I just have a wealth of information. And so I just sort of plug in what fits for the people when they have those questions.
And it seems like you really enjoy it. It's sort of like a win for you when they win.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, something you said really struck me. You said your coach asked you. I'm finding a lot lately, maybe because I'm just more in tune with listening to more podcasts and listening to different people talk about things ever since the pandemic hit. Every successful person, that my definition of success, people that are thriving and finding silver linings and finding ways to help others, they've all got coaches. I'm like, but you're a coach. It's like all these coaches have coaches and they're doing great and they do better when they're coached.
Yeah.
And you said, my coach, I didn't even know you had a coach. What kind of coach did you have? A business coach?
We did. We had a business coach. I've had a life coach before. Oh my gosh, I've got some aha moments from that person. And you really do need to invest in yourself. And you can be the better version of you when you have someone else kind of looking in at things to help you. People come to you to have you coach them on their physical. And we all need that.
Yeah, and there's a difference between a mentor and a coach. A coach is a lot more objective, I think, and just really looks at you, okay, your brain and what you need is like their business plan. They're going to plan you and help you. A mentor is more like a role model, as I see it. That's just my definition.
Sure.
And kind of inspires you. But a coach just really tells you, nope, you're doing this, you're doing that, and makes you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to find the right coach, because there are a lot of people out there that call themselves coaches. No.
That's right.
So you have to really vet them and really get recommendations and really see, not testimonials, but examples, So I think that's really important. Right now, what do you see as far as people, are they having trouble with time? Like they've either got too much time on their hands because they're home, or they just got more time at home, but they still have as much to do? What is the biggest problem you see right now during all this?
It is a weird time because everything is different and nothing looks the same. Whether they're working from home or the kids are at home or they're not working and they have too much time. It's just a little bit of chaos. And that's why coming in and being organized, that will always work no matter what's going on, is to always have a plan.
Because that makes you feel more in control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Certainly we all want that.
I think a lot of people would benefit from you that have kids now. They have to stay home to go to school, but they're working parents. So maybe they could get help from you finding, how do I help my kids, but I'm still working, but I don't want to hover over them. And then again, I can't hover over them because I'm busy. So maybe having help from you figure out what will work, because they can't just leave the kids, like, I'm not saying not trust them, but they can't just leave them in front of a computer and say, okay, have a nice day. They have to really keep them engaged and make sure they're okay. And especially with boys, you have to make sure that they're getting up and out a little bit. So I think a lot of parents could really use some time management coaches, not because they're not good at it, but because, like you said, it's a perfect word for it. Right now, it's a weird time.
Yes, it
So
is.
we have to find new ways. We have to evolve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other, I call them tips, but any other words of wisdom or perspective that you would like to add as far as, and we are again talking about self-care, health, and budgeting time to take care of yourself, your fitness. And fitness doesn't just mean exercising. Fitness also means the different aspects of exercising, whether it's yoga, Pilates, stretching, walking, strength training, and self-care, taking time away. You like to pray, other people like to meditate, other people like active meditating. Any words of advice or perspective on that, on how to budget that in and feel good about it, feel free, like this will free them up actually?
Well, to have that time balance is what I encourage people to do, is to balance it all. You can't all day, be exercising, or you can't all day be reading, and you can't all day be working. You have to have a good balance of that. And that's where that plan worksheet comes in. And I'd love to share that with your
Oh, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up.
Well, it's my printer ink didn't work very well today, but it's a plan your day.
I love it. Uh-huh.
And it has the four, it's like an acronym for plan. P, of course, is your priority. You're setting the four things you want to get done in a day, for sure. Put them in your priority box and know that those things are non-negotiable. And if four is too many, to start with two.
Mm-hmm.
But really try no more than four priorities. And then, of course, L is the leisure, and that is the rest. That is the have fun time. We all need that in a day. You can't be all work and no play. The A is achievement, and that's where we're learning or growing or working on ourselves. That's where maybe exercise would fit in, unless you feel like exercise is leisure.
But I don't know anyone that thinks that.
It shouldn't be, not if you're getting the best benefit out of it. But A, achieve. What is it you were trying to achieve? Set a goal. Mm-hmm. Set something that you are doing each day that you can say, I reached that today. Maybe it's 5 more push-ups. Or
can you have achievement, whatever your achievement is, as well as your priority?
You could, although the way I've designed it is that you have them in different boxes.
Okay.
So you could maybe put the same thing in 2 different boxes.
Like I have to train today, and my achievement was I got the whole workout done. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. That could be that. It could be you want to read a chapter in a book. You're trying to learn a new skill. That could be an achievement. And then the last one is neatly organized, and that's where you just something that you want to organize in your life.
Oh.
Maybe it's a silverware drawer or a cupboard or something that has been bothering you. If you give yourself permission, a small thing you can organize to keep yourself not feeling overwhelmed, especially if there's a lot of us spending a lot of time at home now. The stack of papers on the kitchen table is getting a little annoying. So maybe that your neat task for the day is to go through that stack of paper.
I love that. Yeah, handle just little things rather than cleaning the whole house.
Yeah.
Just do one thing a day. I never thought of doing it neatly organized as part of a daily thing. That's really good, actually. Because if you just clean a little bit, like one drawer in your bathroom or half the drawer, something like that. I love that. It's been great talking to you. I know you're very generous, and a lot of people on here have been offering things. They want to offer things, and you said you wanted to offer things. So what is your offer for everybody that's watching?
Okay. Well, when you schedule a time where anybody can have this plan, I would be happy to share that with you. But I would love to schedule a 30-minute, and I'll offer these for complimentary 30-minute session where we will dig into what your time issues are. And I will give you some action steps right there on the call in the 30-minute call and a time management call.
That's a great gift because, just within 30 minutes, you figure out, okay, you get to the crux of what is my biggest problem or my biggest barrier, and that starts them exploring what are you missing, like as
Yep.
you put it, and
Yep.
for you to give them action steps. That's really good.
Yep. And I usually it will start with a small little questionnaire that will come when they schedule, when they book the appointment. So I'll have a little bit of information to go on, and that will get my creative juices flowing before we actually get on a call.
Yay! So you don't waste time on the call.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get some of that preliminary stuff done.
Excellent, Dana. It's a pleasure talking to you, and just all my best down there in Mexico. You take care. I know you're more connected with more people now that you're down there. And again, your website is davidanddana.com.
Yes, yes.
And you have a
Rachel,
Facebook page as well, correct?
yes, yes. I am on Facebook.
Is it the same, David and Dana on Facebook?
We have a business page, David and Dana, or Ask David and Dana. We also have a YouTube channel. So we are kind of all over the place. And we're starting
on Facebook. I just take it for granted that that was the name because I see you and you have great tips all the time.
Thank you.
I think that's wonderful. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.